Next up at UFC 294, we have Ikram Aliskerov taking on Warlley Alves. Ikram Aliskerov is 14-1 overall, 5-0 in his last 5, riding a 6-fight win streak. Taking on Warlley Alves, 14-6 overall, 2-3 in his last 5, stepping up on short notice. Ikram Aliskerov is a Russian wrestler. The no mustache, all beard should be able to give that away. He does exactly what you think a Russian wrestler in the UFC is going to do. Non-stop wrestling pressure, constant body locks, tie-ups, and shots. When he gets you to the ground, he's like an 8th layer of skin. He's going to hang on you. He's impossible to shake, leaves no room for scrambles or escapes. His striking is just okay. He's got a nice high guard. What is the problem?
Is that like a wrestling term?
The 8th layer of skin?
Yeah. Never heard that before.
I actually say it a good amount. This is not the first breakdown I've said that in. Anyway.
That's what people, you're like, no, I just have 8 layers of skin. I'm not fat.
Anyway.
I'm ready for winter.
His striking is just okay. He's got a high guard. He's got some long kicks, occasional flying knee. He is coming off that knockout win over Phil Hawes. But I would encourage you to watch that tape because he was losing those exchanges early. Attempted 0 takedowns. He did clip him. He did put him out. But he was losing. Phil Hawes was sort of piecing him up on the feet. Anyway, he's taking on Warlley Alves. Warlley Alves is stepping up on short notice. He's a BJJ black belt. He's going to throw wild. He's going to try to set up his takedowns and then work that grappling. Takedowns are not the best, but his BJJ is aggressive. He has jumped guillotine more than one time with some mixed success. Even though he's not technical on his feet, he is dangerous. He's always hunting for a knockout. He will bomb away looking for a finish. He's coming off that close loss to Nicholas Dalby where he looked explosive, but he was only throwing 1 strike at a time, 0 combinations. I mentioned Ikram was getting pieced up by Phil Hawes. And normally you'd see a minus 625 favorite. And I'm like, well, guys, this line, watch the fight. A little nerve-wracking, blah, blah, blah. But the reality is even Ikram getting pieced up by Phil Hawes should be able to win this fight. Warlley Alves can be dangerous, but he's got only a couple of minutes of cardio before he slows down. And Ikram is a non-stop dominant wrestler. I think the Phil Hawes fight was a little unique because he was fighting also a very, very good wrestler. So maybe he didn't want to commit to striking or to wrestling that early. I don't know. But Ikram should be able to dominate Warlley. I think he absolutely gets it done. He should be able to parlay. What do you think, Jakey boy?
Oh, boy. Yeah. Ikram's my play, right? And I put him in a parlay basically based on just what everyone else is saying. Right, everyone's saying that he's like a steamroller and this, he's going to dominate, and you see a matchup against Warlley, and he should, right? Warlley is probably not that guy to come in and beat an undefeated prospect. I guess not undefeated, but pretty much an undefeated prospect in a guy like Ikram. But there's just something about Ikram and the way that he fights and something about that Phil Hall fight where I'm just like, I just do not know. Even when I see his takedowns, they just seem like they're more like physical style takedowns more than just like technical. They're more like just kind of burly, explosive, get in there, pick you up, slam you down. And against a guy that's as dangerous with that guillotine as Warlley, those are the type of takedowns where you can get your neck snatched up. So I am on Ikram here. And I have no real data to back up except for just like a fucking feeling in my nutsack that something tells me that Ikram is, I don't want to say on a fraud alert, but it feels like, and I mentioned it before, somebody's going to fuck up. I don't think this card's going all chalk. I don't know if it's going to be Ikram, but I don't like the way he strikes. I don't like his offensive striking. I don't like his defensive striking. I wish I could have seen a takedown attempt against Phil Hawes, because I think that if I would have seen a nice, clean takedown attempt on a very capable grappler in Phil Hawes, that would have sold me a little bit more. But as you mentioned, he was getting hit. He found the shot, but, I mean, Phil Hawes is the guy that I think I could knock out. Yeah, I might be able to knock out Phil Hawes. I could knock out Phil Hawes. But there's just something about Warlley and the way that he fights. It just seems like – it just feels like this is just like a random fight for Warlley to win, right? I mean, he came in against Colby. Colby was the hottest prospect. He found the guillotine, this and that. If I'm Warlley, I come in. I just wait for the shot. I get that guillotine ready, and I know that I'm very anti-guillotine, but when you're a big dog like this and that's your best chance, have it ready, be there, see what happens. Maybe he finds it, maybe he doesn't. Ikram's the better fighter. He is my pick. But there's just something about Ikram. I don't know. There's just something. I don't know if I trust him yet. I don't know. But I'm listening to everyone else, so it goes.
Listen,
I'm literally like, fuck, man. He is the better. I mean, he's a better wrestler, that's for sure. So, but he does get hit. And Warlley fucking will throw some wild shit.
Yeah, Warlley's got a ton of power, but one punch at a time, not clean combinations. Phil Hawes, and people were in the comment section, or maybe it was Discord, well, what the hell fight were you watching? Phil Hawes pieced him up, LOL. It's like,
yeah,
I watched the fight. You did not, clearly, because Phil Hawes pieced him up.
Was looking good. They were talking about in that fight. They were talking about how I think he also went to Thailand and was working on Muay Thai and stuff. And they were complimenting like, oh my god, Phil Hawes looks incredible.
Yeah.
And
I had like a little $20 bet on him at like plus 600 or something stupid like that. And then obviously it went a little bit south. But anyway, we're both on the Aliskerov side. I'm a little more confident than Jacob. $9,500. He's one of my more confident huge favorites because I think he can out wrestle and outstrike. Warlley Alves has cardio issues in a full camp. This is short notice. So he might come out guns blazing, knowing that he doesn't have all the cardio, just to try to get it done. Potentially could clip. But if he doesn't, he's going to slow down. And as soon as he slows down, that's going to be a big-time problem for him, especially against somebody like Ikram, who can wrestle, who can strike, who can do all of those things. If you want to see who we recommend for your DraftKings lineups, we're going to give you the cash cores, the GPP cores. We're going to give you the single entry cores. We're going to give you all the core plays for all that stuff. And if the fantasy doesn't mean anything to you, you don't know what the hell I'm talking about, it's okay. You're still going to get all the bets, all the picks, the round line leans. You're going to get our confidence in every single bet, every single pick. And frankly, it's not just me and Jakey Boy. There's 5 other people as well. 7 people's worth of picks, bets, round leans, information, etc. We want picks.com, only $10 a month.